So why did you choose sales?
And I think that I took the mentality of having a skill set and applying hard work would enable me to be successful in something, yeah? And I think for me, I just knew that it was sales.
What triggered that told you, you know what, today I'm not going to be doing this. I'm going to go out there.
Just a burning desire to get out there into the real world and start to make a success of myself, really.
Why sales? Because I know you either love it or you don't. Look, there is no in between. So why did you choose sales?
I think for me, I mean, I was in school, I was studying my A-levels. I did fairly well at school. I had really supportive parents who pushed me in school. And I went on to my A-levels. I was doing politics, business and economics. And as much as I love studying, I just wanted to get out into the world. And I think I wanted fast results and results that, I could obtain far quicker than, working your way up through the corporate world, up the corporate ladder. And I just knew really from then it had to be sales. So I started my property journey, my career in property. It started as an estate agent straight from school. So that's where it all started off for me. But yeah, it was just a burning desire to get out there into the real world and start to make a success of myself, really.
So at what point or what triggered, what was the your life event that told you, you know what, today I'm not going to be doing this. I'm going to go out there. Because sales, sometimes people do cringe. Mm. Oh, I don't want a salesperson. We receive all those phone calls.
Yep. And
I'm like, just yesterday, someone called me and I'm like, are you selling me something? And they said, oh, no, I'm not. Are you selling me something? I asked again. I'm not really. I said, okay, so you're not selling me anything. So what's this conversation going? He said, well, I'm just providing you a service. I said, that's a sales conversation we're going to have. But if he was very honest, and I think that's a question for later on. What's the life event that you knew that you were not going to be as cringy as 90% of the salespeople out there and make it?
Life event. If I had to pinpoint one event, I think that'd be probably pretty difficult. I think the reason that I wanted to succeed in sales is because I had a fantastic upbringing, very supportive parents, great upbringing, never really wanted for much, but very, very humble beginnings. Went to normal schools, was in private schools, parents, both hard workers. And I think that I took the mentality of having a skill set and applying hard work would enable me to be successful in something. Yeah. And I think for me, I just knew that it was sales because you're so in control of your own earning capability. There's no ceiling, there is no floor, but there's absolutely no ceiling to what you can earn in sales. Wow. And I think that for me was probably a moment when I said, this is where I need to be. And it's funny you say about the sleazy side of sales, right? I think that most people have this misconception that the typical salesman is Danny DeVito in Matilda, right?
Yeah.
A small greasy guy, but it's not. It's really not. And if you come from that sort of mindset that when it comes to selling someone something, it's about providing that service, and it's about understanding a need. And I think that if you can approach sales and adopt a career in sales with that mindset, it is something that you can be successful in.
Do you have to be disciplined in order to do what you're doing?
Absolutely. Again, people misconceive what sales is. It's not you stand a 9 to 5 where you come in and you sit inside 4 walls and you speak to people, you sell and you make money. It's not how it works. There's so much that has to go into bettering yourself and committing to a sales role. There are so many different platforms to learn from. There are so many different sales strategies. And what I will say, at some points, it can probably become a little bit confusing for people because there are now so many books. There are so many different methods. There are so many different ways to sell what's right, what's wrong. So discipline is most certainly something you have to have because it can be tough. It can be real tough. I've seen it. I've been there myself. There's times as a salesperson, and earlier in my career, I would say, but There's time when you're in the trenches, right? You know, and you have a flat month, then it goes on to a second flat month. And then by the third month, you're kind of like, is sales for me? You know, can I actually do this? And when you're in the trenches, it's tough to see out the other side. So you do have to be disciplined. You do have to be resilient. You do have to have grit. You know, you do have to be able to, you know, press that reset button and say, no, I can do this. I'm good at it. I've done it. What do I need to change? Something has to change. But yeah, discipline, you know, and it's not just in sales. I think discipline is the core principle of most life aspects, right?
Right.
Whether we're talking in work, in career, in building a career, in family, in life, in training, in food, in your diet, in the way you treat your body. So yeah, it's like I say, for me, discipline is probably one of the core principles.
Beautiful. So what would you think the other values would need to be alongside discipline to be a successful salesperson, and someone's personality? How would you adapt someone's personality to this role?
Tenacious. Yeah, you got to have tenacity. Discipline is probably one of the keys. You have to have the ability to dig deep when times are hard. You have to know that it is going to be tough. It's not smooth sailing. And like I said earlier, you know, that there is no floor in sales, but there's absolutely no ceiling. And, you know, the key attributes of a salesperson are the ability to listen. Yeah, for me, that's probably key. The ability to listen to clients, listen to people, take things on board. The ability to be open to continued learning, working with people, getting yourself a great mentor. Because sales has changed a lot. Real sales has really, really changed.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you later on.
Yeah, I'll park that there, then we'll come back to that one. But yeah, I think that there's a number of key attributes a person has. I also a believer that in some aspects, salesmen or salespeople, I should say, are made, they're not born. I think that if you come with the core attributes of being disciplined, of being tenacious, of wanting to succeed, that burning hunger, that desire to want to better yourself, I believe that I can work with anyone and make them a great salesperson.
Wow.
Big claim, huh?
How?
Processes are key.
Yeah.
And that probably is my sales performance manager hat on now. Processes are key. The discipline side of things. As I said, I think I'll rephrase that because there are the key attributes you have to have, right? And those attributes are everything I probably just said. So the discipline, the tenacity, the burning desire to want to succeed. There's a very, very simple process when it comes to selling, right? There is a recipe, there's a methodology. If you stick to it, you could be successful. Yeah. Sales is probably one of the main bloodlines of any thriving business. There isn't a business in the world that can survive without sales.
Totally agree with you. Yeah.
Full stop.
If you can't sell, you can't do nothing, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, and some people can't sell and some people employ salesmen. That's the power of delegation. It's the power of being a great boss and a great leader and a great mentor, right? But I truly believe that with the right core skill set, following the methodology, following the recipe, you can become great at sales.
Do you think anyone should learn how to sell?
I think everyone should have a core understanding of what sales is. And you know what? The word sales itself, I'm not a fan of anymore. Just because it is now so cliche. You know, there is a stereotypical image of a salesperson that everyone has in their mind. And that is that Danny DeVito from Matilda car salesman, right? It's a car salesman. That's what everyone visualizes when they think of a salesperson. But that has just changed dramatically.
So would you replace that word by serving, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to a degree, understanding, I think the first step in the sales process is understanding someone's needs. Yeah, understanding the gap, understanding what it is they're trying to achieve, and then how do you help them achieve that? So yeah, you can absolutely say that to selling is an element of serving. Yeah, and I think that once you adopt that mindset, I think that you're now in a position where you can do your job better.
Right.
Yeah. If you truly value, if you truly have belief in what it is you're selling, and you truly believe that whatever solution you have is going to improve the life of the person you're selling that solution to, you now become a good salesperson.
But we're always selling, right? I mean, since we were kids,
Absolutely.
we're selling our ideas. We're selling the fact that if I wanted to go to uni, I would have to sell myself to the university and tell them why they should accept me and give me an unconditional offer.
Yeah.
If I wanted to get married, I have to sell myself to my partner
Yeah, every
and his
conversation.
family, whatever.
Yeah, every conversation in life is a sell. It is. It really is. Like you say, you know, we can talk about marriage. We can talk about having children. We can talk about university applications. You know, everything in life is sell. But we'll even talk about now. I'm a father of two. I have two sons. When I'm trying to negotiate to put them to bed at night, it's a sell. I'll give you 10 more minutes on your iPad, but you go to bed in 10 minutes. It's a sell, right? Yeah. So, you know, every conversation in life, there's a sell involved somewhere.
Well, it's just that we try to get our brains not to accept it.
Yes.
But how about the environment we're in? 'Cause I've seen other environments where they know that someone is selling to them. I personally accept it. You know why? Because I know I will buy regardless.
Yeah.
If
you want it, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
And if I know I will need it.
Yeah.
So, and I realized that the way I buy is the way I'm going to sell to people. So if I want quality things and I'm looking for the best, it's what I'm going to sell to others.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the best person out there to provide the best service out there so I can sell the best of my ideas.
Yeah.
So why is environment very important? And I'm gonna tap into two different areas of the world. So for example, in America, they're very open-minded to this, and they don't see it as a cringe or as a taboo. Whereas in the UK, we're more towards, oh no, I don't want to be sold to.
Yeah.
So
I think in the UK we're also conscious of the fact that we are always being sold to, right? Whether that's in the media, any interaction, we're conscious of the fact that we are always being sold to. And again, in the UK, it's a stigmatized industry. It is that, you know, stereotypical, that's a salesperson, or don't deal with salespeople. And I think that in some circumstances, people will more often deprive themselves of what it is they want because they don't want to be sold to. Yeah. And I think that's because sales has changed.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because it has. And I think with a lot of the companies that I've worked with in the UK, they have a very traditional sales method, and it's probably somewhat outdated. And it you know, here's the thing, right? Here's what's key, and I think this is what a lot of people fail to understand. We have the internet.
Yeah.
And the internet is a wealth of knowledge.
Right.
More often than not, when somebody steps into your arena for a sales conversation, they are probably more educated than you on what the alternatives are in the marketplace. Right? So you have to approach these circumstances with the mindset that you're going to provide the service that is going to help them achieve what they want to achieve. Because we can sometimes, as salespeople, be very, very closed books, and it's our way or the highway. This is what it is how it works, this is how much it costs. And that is your traditional sort of methodology that most companies would employ. We do this is what it costs, and that's our service. And I think that's why, as human nature, I think that's why we often close down and shut down when we hear a salesperson on the phone or we're being sold to, we just automatically shut down. I
want to thank you for tuning in and liking and being so engaging. I'm loving the love and the support you're showing me every single episode. If you have any questions, make sure you follow us on all our social media and leave all your comments and your burning questions in the comment section down below. If you're listening to us through the audio platforms, Spotify, iTunes, or if you're watching us on YouTube, do not forget to give us a subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to the Diaries of Success. I was your host, Hajar Beyaz. Until the next episode, do not forget to live your best life.